Well, folks, U.S. officials admit Al-Qaeda is committing terrorist acts in Syria against intelligence and security agencies and their buildings. 27 people killed, but those Al-Qaeda terrorist attacks have been going on for a while. Same thing in Iran, same thing in Afghanistan, same thing in Iraq, same thing in the Sudan, same thing. Wherever Al-Qaeda is sent, they're going to do what their controllers tell them to do. And anyone who is informed, and I'm not sitting here to try to babysit you and try to tell you where Al-Qaeda originates from. If you don't know by now, then you'll probably never know. So, just want you to know, U.S. officials admit Al-Qaeda is doing terrorism in Syria now. Right on time for what U.S. politicians have been calling for. Military strike on Syria. And I just got to tell you, this Al-Qaeda is the working arm of the Pentagon. Look it up. Number 2 man in Al-Qaeda meets with high U.S. military brass months after 9/11, and many other articles where they openly admit to using Al-Qaeda to create unrest in the countries and the cities, wherever they send them to, which then supposedly gives them the moral high ground to go in and squelch that unrest. So this is just outright terrorism, and innocent people are being killed for it. So two suicide bombers detonated cars packed with explosives in nearby simultaneous attacks on heavily guarded intelligence and security buildings in the Syrian capital, Damascus, today, killing at least 27 people. There have been a string of large-scale bombings against the regime in its stronghold of Damascus that suggest a dangerous, wild card element in the year-old anti-government revolt. The regime blamed the opposition, which denied having a role or the capabilities to carry out such sophisticated attack. And after other similar attacks, U.S. officials suggested Al-Qaeda militants may be joining the fray. Well, of course they are. They've done it in God knows how many other countries for decades. So, early morning explosions struck the heavily fortified Air Force intelligence building and the Criminal Security Department several miles apart in Damascus at approximately the same time. The Interior Ministry said much of the facade of the intelligence building appeared to have been ripped away. State-run news agency SANA said a third blast went off near a military bus at the Palestinian refugee camp Yarmouk in Damascus, killing the 2 suicide bombers. All our windows and doors are blown out, says Majid Sabaya, 29, who lives in the area. I was sleeping when I heard a sound like an earthquake. I didn't grasp what was happening until I heard the screaming in the street. The first explosion around 7 targeted the Air Force intelligence building. Now, what regular, normal citizen would attack these vital military infrastructures? No. This is an act of war on behalf of a orchestrated attack. This isn't just some random fucking person who's mad with their government. This is an orchestrated attack. Over and over I've seen this shit. So caused destruction in a 100-meter-yard radius, shattering windows, blowing doors off their hinges, and throwing chairs and furniture off the building balconies. State TV aired gruesome images, mangled and charred corpses, blood-stained streets, and twisted steel. Well, yeah, they want it to look bad. That way people will just follow and support military occupation of the sovereign nation. You know, remember when Russia and China at the UN blocked military action against Syria? Well, they got to beef up the attacks to make it look like the whole place is fucked and needs UN intervention. But this is just all bullshit. This is just ridiculous. And then, oh, the UN. Well over 8,000 have died. NATO troops have killed fucking quadruple times more than that, more than you could probably fucking count. So, the government has blamed the explosions on the terrorists that it claims are behind the uprising. The opposition has denied any role, saying they believe forces loyal to the government are behind the bombings in a plot to tarnish the uprising. It goes deeper than that. There is false flag operations, but I guarantee you this is not only done or backed by the Syrian government. No, I think this goes deeper. This has been going on a long time. And it seems to fall right in line with when Russia and China blocked military action, UN action against this country. And U.S. politicians running around saying we need to do airstrikes on Syria, we need to send in the troops. It's all the same fucking story. So, the Al-Qaeda leader called for President Bashar Assad's ouster in February. I don't see them name this Al-Qaeda leader at all. It just says, oh, an Al-Qaeda leader. Well, Al-Qaeda is CIA ran, created, funded by the CIA, whatever. So, anyways, I thought I'd update you on this fake war on terror and how these bombings in Syria seem to fall right in line with what the U.S. has been pushing for at the UN.